So Ryan Garcia beats Mario Barrios with the right hand. It was a pretty boring fight, to be honest. Ryan looked quick and sharp early on, especially, of course, in the first round when he dropped Mario Barrios. Um, but after that, it was pretty boring fight. Nothing too crazy. I mean, you had to be a dummy to think Ryan Garcia didn't have a right hand. Like, obviously, this guy had a right hand. He just chose not to throw it against Tank for whatever reason. I mean, we know the reason why he didn't throw against Tank, but it is what it is. He threw against Barrios, dropped him early, and that was pretty much honestly the only punch he threw. The left hand, not to say it was non-existent, but didn't really throw it with that much. I remember one left hook landed on Barrios. I think it was like round five or something like that. Other than that, it was pretty much right hand heavy with Ryan, which fair enough. I mean, Barrios wasn't doing anything to um, adjust to it. Anything, you know. I mean, was Barrios did Barrios lay down? Maybe, probably. I was gonna say I'll have to rewatch it again to determine that, but I'm not watching that fight again. Did Barrios lay down? Probably, probably, but in my opinion, still doesn't take away from the fact that Ryan still has a good right hand, a really good right hand. It's nice, straight, snappy. Again, like you had to be a dummy to think Ryan only had a left hook. Of course, Ryan had a right hand. His jab was good. Even against Rolly, Ryan showed you a good jab and straight right hand. Again with the Rolly fight, for some reason, Ryan just stopped throwing. Like this is the thing. Like people talk about the Rolly fight. They say, "Oh, Rolly took away Ryan's weapons." No, Rolly didn't do anything. Ryan just Ryan just stopped throwing. He just stopped throwing. But those middle rounds, Ryan was landing the jab and the right hand the whole time. We watched like I know it's a boring fight, but like just going like round five or six, and you will see Ryan was just landing the right hand and the jab at will on road. Um, did Ryan threw that fight too? In my opinion, yes, because again Ryan just stopped throwing. Right, he just stopped throwing. In my opinion, Ryan threw the Rolly fight as well. Um, for this fight, the Barrios threw this fight. He probably did. He probably did. But again, Barrios has already threw a bunch of fights, so it's whatever. It's whatever. Ryan did have a good performance, but again, it was a pretty boring fight. Um, now Ryan is calling out Shakur Stevenson. I don't want that fight at all. Why? Because Shakur or Ryan's probably gonna lay down for Shakur. By probably he is. I mean, come on. If you fight Shakur, you bet your money on Shakur. Simple as that. You're you're a dummy if you bet against Shakur. If you're a betting guy, if you put your life savings on gambling, on betting, then you should be putting your life savings always on Shakur for any fight he has. Or in a real fight, yes, Ryan lands that left hook on Shakur and probably knocks him out. Simple as that. But it won't be a real fight. Ryan will just again lay down, or he'll probably just. I mean, like here, Ryan showed you that right hand. Ryan will probably just not throw right hands to Shakur. If he does throw a right hand, it will be to the body or like looping over Shakur's head. I don't want that fight. Give me Devin Haney. But even with Devin Haney, like if Ryan and Devin were to rematch, then you already know Ryan's gonna have to sign up to so many rehydration clause, like not rehydration, well maybe a dehydration clause, VADA testing. Like Devin Haney has upped his game to the point where he drug drains you. I've said this many times already. I've said this so many times in so many videos. So Devin Haney, or yeah, if Devin Haney and Ryan were to rematch, I feel like Ryan would just he wouldn't even look the same. he'll be drug drained already. So it's out of Shakur and Devin, I want to see Devin more, but I don't know if Ryan would even be 100% for that, anyways, because Devin Haney would just drug drain him. But for Ryan, I mean, good job winning the title against Mario Barrios. Again, it was a boring fight, but it is what it is. Um, the night overall, I mean, bro, these ring cards, they're always like disappointing. They get hype up, and then when it's all said and done, they're pretty disappointing. The NYC one with Shakur and Tio. What besides like Bruce Carrington's knockout, like that card was pretty whack. What was the other one? The one in Saudi Arabia, with Benavidez, Yard, and Norman Haney. That one was also pretty boring. What else? What other ring cards were there? Well, you get what I mean. Like these ring cards, mostly they're mostly disappointments, especially with Hitchins ducking Duarte, in my opinion. Um, let's just get over the card. Yeah, Hitchins ducked Oscar Duarte. Isn't it funny? Like Richard Hitchens, he wasn't sick when he fought Liam Paro or Cambosos, but out of nowhere, he fights Duarte, a guy with a similar style to Gustavo Lemos, arguably a better fighter than Lemos, and then he just gets sick. I mean, I don't care. Bitchins. It's not Hitchens. It's Bitchins. Bitchins is a duck. Blatantly duck Oscar Duarte. For Gary Russell versus Andy Hiroka, I thought Gary won, but not that wide. The judges had it like I think 117, 110, and stuff like that. I didn't have it that wide. I had it like 7 to 5, meaning one was it 115, 112 for Gary Russell. Again, I still thought he won, but Andy Hiroka, he started late. But he was hurting Russell with the body shots and all that type of stuff. So he was able to edge it or gain a bunch of rounds towards the end. But I still thought Gary Russell edged it. Um, I would like to see Gary Russell versus. Well, I would have liked to see him versus Hitchens, but Hitchens is probably gonna move up. Um, he called for Dalton Smith. I mean, that's a pretty good one. I think Russell stops Dalton Smith. Um, I think Russell is a pretty good fighter, especially his style. But he gets like a hard puncher. I think he'll definitely get stopped. Dalton Smith, pretty good puncher at least, but not dynamic enough. Russell's too fast. Um, I mean, they called for Shakur as well. Again, Gary Russell's not going to beat Shakur. Not because Gary Russell isn't good enough, but because Shakur doesn't do real fights. So I mean, that fight wouldn't even probably even happen. I have sources. Yes, I do have sources, but just hear me out. People that are in camps or they seen sparring footage, they have told me that Gary Russell already already beat Shakur in sparring. So I mean, take that what you will. Take that with how you will. That was a good. That was a. It was an alright fight. At first, it was starting to get boring, but towards the end, it started getting pretty good. Frank Martin versus Nahir Albright was a draw. That was a good fight. That was an entertaining fight. Draw. Sure, why not? They can run it back, I guess. Beck the Bully, KOing. Um, was it? I forgot that guy's name. Sena Abenko, I think. All right. I mean, I think Beck, he's an alright fighter, but at 168, my guy Lester Martinez definitely beats Beck the Bully. And then other than that, I don't really care about the rest of the card. But yeah, it could have been good. I think if they had Duarte beating the heck out of Hitchins, it definitely would have bring the card up. But since that didn't happen, it was a card, you know. But good for Ryan. Am I looking forward to who he fights next? If it's Shakur, no. Then I'm not looking forward to it. If it's Haney, then I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.